Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Sarah and in today's video we're going to be market prepping together. Also going to be working on some new patterns, which is the first thing I have to talk to you all about. This is my newest cow pattern and I made a skein Chanel version. This is the first one I've made in the skein Chanel yarn, that is. And here's the color work on the back. For this guy I need to make one more, and while I make that last one I'm working on my photos, which is what I'm doing here. I have the head started and then some of those other pieces made. I'm taking photos on this super cute paper. It's got little hearts on it. I think this guy will be really cute. Once I get these pattern photos taken, I'm gonna put the pattern together and then I'll have a tester call up. I have no idea when this will actually happen, so I'm not gonna tell you any dates yet. I'm sure I'll tell you later in the video some more dates, but this is the first thing that I'm working on this morning, but then I also finished a couple things while I wasn't filming. So I'm gonna grab them so I can show them to you real quick. So last vlog I mentioned that I had a custom order for a family member and I actually just finished it. I'm gonna ship it out tomorrow, but I'm gonna show you all the pieces before I do that. So the manta ray is the big thing. He has been done for a little while, but he's got some embroidered eyes, so he's nice and safe and everything, and I don't have to worry about those safety eyes poking through because this isn't thick enough for the back of those safety eyes. I also have the turtle, which goes inside its mouth, and the octopus. Everything's got some fluffies on them because the inside of his mouth has some fluffies in there when I attached the actual cavity to the manta ray or mega ray, stingray, whatever one of those it is. But I need to get a lint roller. I need to roll all of my pieces. But the last thing she requested was a clownfish. So this is the one I made her. And I tried a new technique with the color change, which I really like. This will probably be a pattern releasing on my YouTube channel eventually. This is no sew. I attached the fins and stuff before closing the body, which means you don't have to weave in any ends either. Yeah, the color work is interesting, but I do think it was worth it. When I was looking at clownfish, like actual clownfish, the black stripe around the white is super thin, which the only other way I could imagine doing that, it would be by sewing the black later, but I don't really want to embroider it on such a small project. This is what we're left with. I might adjust the size of the tail just a tiny bit for the official pattern. I think it might be a tiny bit too big, but yeah, that is her whole custom order. They all fit inside the mouth. I'm finished with this. I'm gonna package it up tomorrow and ship it out tomorrow for sure. That is all the stuff I'm working on right now. This morning I'm going to try and get this cow pattern finished. I also have to release Holly the Highland cow, which is the Highland version of this. She comes out today, so I'm going to do that early afternoon, have her out. My sister and I, we went through the pattern together and I think I got all the errors and everything, and then the tester appreciation is just it's literally so cute. I'm so proud of each and every one of my testers. I can't even thank them enough for their time and their effort, but then like to see all the cows together, they're all just so cute. I have to get Holly fully ready to be released, and then like I said, I have to work on this cow, so that's what I'll be doing. I'll update you shortly. So yesterday I took a break from the cow during the afternoon because honestly I didn't want to bring all my stuff downstairs. So I decided to work on some minis. So here they are. These are mini axolotls. So I already had the pink ones made, but I made the rest yesterday. So I got a purple one, this yellow and orange one, a green one, and then blue ones. I think I'm pretty much set on axolotls. I don't think I'll be making any more for the minis bin just because I feel like I need to do something different now. I'm a little burnt out from these guys. It was honestly a little bit of a struggle to finish them yesterday, but when I have my mind set on something, I usually try and get it done. I figured if I finished the green ones, which was the last ones I had left, I would be done. So that is what I did. So these guys are gonna go with the rest of the minis, and I'm gonna add this to my total. Right now I have 10 axolotls and they're all white body with a different color gill fin situation, secondary color. So I gotta add the 15 to that 10, so I have 25 total, which is definitely plenty of axolotls for the mini bin. Later on I'm gonna work on some whales. I was thinking of making some blue, gray, maybe some pink ones, just making a few of the same color. Let's see, I have 15 whales already, so I'll probably make around 10 whales or something like that. And then I have 18 octopuses, octos. So I don't think I'll be making any more of those. I mean, I might make a few more in a specific color, maybe, you know, like a purple, because that makes sense in my head at least. And maybe some red ones. I also have on the list some capybaras, which is actually I have one right here, is the mini capybara pattern by Sweet Beans Crochet. I think I want to make some more of these as well because they do work up pretty quickly. I was actually thinking some in some guinea pig colors would be really cute as well. Like some white ones, black ones, solid colored ones, pretty much. That's all the stuff I'm working on. I also had the sea slugs, which I also have 18 of those, so I don't know if I'll actually be making any more of those, but we'll see. Right now I have 128 total, and then I'll have to add these 15 to that total, so I'm aiming for about 200. So that's the minis update. I'm gonna go back to working on the cow this morning and hopefully get it done this morning. Get the rest of the photos taken for the cow so that way I can be done with it. And then I want to get the tester call up within the week, I think. What's today? Today is the 17th. I'd like to get the tester call up honestly tomorrow, but we'll have to see on that. That's the update, and I'm gonna go back to the cow. Here are all my minis laid out and sorted, and I kind of want to talk to you guys a little bit about all the minis and kind of the minis bin. For my minis bin, I plan to have about 15 different items, like completely different items. And there's obviously color variants of each item. 2 of the items are not made yet, so they're not even here, but I have 13 so far. Most of them are actually finished for what I plan to do. I have some high priority things I want to get on for my next event. I have a lot of leftovers from my previous event. It's because of a lot of reasons, but mainly the event was a lot smaller than I thought it would be. So I didn't sell as many minis as I would hope, but then also I have some tips for if you want to make a minis bin. I have heard that a lot of you drew inspiration from this idea, and I think that's great because this is definitely my best seller at every event. There's just something about small things and then purchasing things for a deal. So if you don't know, I sell my minis for $7 each or 2 for $12. I used to charge $6 each or 2 for $10. Quite a few of the minis now, they take about half an hour each, and I didn't feel right getting $5 for them. So if it's like a 15-minute project, then $5 was fine, but for the most part, everything here takes longer than that. A couple of tips that I have though is don't make every color variant you possibly can. I did, and I kind of enjoyed it. It kind of sucked because bringing all the yarn everywhere was tedious, but I use Skinny Chanel or Petite Pearl for my minis, so it's super soft and they're super small. I did every color variant, and I think there were like 21 different colors total, and that's just too many. Mainly the reason that's too many is when everything looks the same, everything's the same color, and there's so many of them, people have a really hard time choosing. Also, it kind of just gets mixed up together and people can't really tell what's in there. I highly recommend doing things like this with my axolotls. You can see my newer ones I just showed you. They're solid colors. So I got a green one, purple, pink, blue, and yellow. Instead of these ones where they're white based and then have the secondary color as a different color. I highly recommend doing this because it'll be easier for people to spot the difference, especially when most of these minis have, for example, the same white on the belly. These jellyfish have white tentacles. These turtles have a white body, so it just gets really hard to see things. So I highly recommend if you do minis to do them like this over doing them like my high priority items that I want to make are some more turtles. I plan to do the same thing that I did with the axolotls and make some solid ones. So I'll have a traditional one with a brown shell. Probably will end up making more of those. Also, that's an Aussie. That's where he sleeps all day, every day. But anyways, distracted. That's not the point. The point is I'm going to be making some solid turtles. The octos, I'm probably not going to be making any more of. You can see I have 18 of them. So I'll probably not be making any more just for this next event. And then the mushrooms. Something to point out about the mushrooms. Here's what they look like. They're popping mushrooms. These guys are hit or miss every single time. They might sell out completely, and then other times nobody knows what they are. So if you decide to make popping mushrooms, be prepared for that, especially at smaller events. I find that they just don't sell as well. It could just be my area, and you could sell them really, really easily. So definitely feel free to experiment and make as many as you want. See what happens. The best thing about the minis bin is you can really experiment with these little things because they don't take very long to make, and you can just see if they sell or not. And then I have some whales here, which I have 15 of these guys. I might make some gray ones. That would be it. And then the axolotls are finished, so that's good. I have these sea slugs here, which I might make more of in solid colors. I might not. I'm not sure. People like them for sure. They know what they are. Unlike the mushrooms where half the time people don't know what they are. People definitely know what the sea slugs are. And then the jellyfish, they sell pretty well, but in the future I will be making them more solid colors. And then I have caterpillars, which is another one of my high priority items. I want to make as many as I can of these. Everyone loves, little kids love. If you make minis, I highly recommend not using safety eyes, just embroider the eyes. That way they're safe for everyone. But these are perfect for your little kids to hold and to even chew on, and it's not going to hurt them. So I highly recommend making caterpillars. They are hard on my hands to make, but they are definitely worth it. Now I do recommend though using a self-striping yarn or color change yourself, because those definitely sell better than the solid colored ones. This is a self-striping yarn from Hobby Lobby. I believe it's Baby Bee Soft and Snuggly. I believe it's what it's called. It self-stripes and these just sell better. So, and then the next thing I have, these are a few items. They're smaller as you can tell, but I have these capybaras from Sweet Beans Crochet Pattern. I have not tested these yet, but I'm pretty confident that they'll sell well, and I will be making some more. I have these ghosts here, which sold pretty well at my last event, so I'll probably be making a few more. And this is my best friend Big Pile of Crafts pattern. She's over on Instagram. It's a free pattern, so I'll have it linked in the description. And then I have these spiders here, which are also one of those patterns that are hard on my hands, but they do sell well as well. So I do recommend these, even though I don't really love making them that much. But I would stick to like some dark colors, black, gray, those kind of colors for the spiders. I mean, you can tell that these are the ones that didn't sell, but then I sold, I think I had a pink one and then a green one and a blue one. Those ones all sold, but these kind of weird colors, they don't sell as well. And then the last thing are these mini bees. So I had slightly bigger mini bees at my last event, and they sold pretty well. So I do recommend making bees. I know a lot of people make them and sell them. If you're in an event where a lot of people are selling crochet items, then you might want to avoid this one. But the event I'm going to in April has a very high booth fee, so the likelihood that other crocheters are going to be there is very slim. I wouldn't make bees if you expect to be at an event with a lot more crocheters. I think it is worth it. These are just a mini bee. I have this tutorial on my channel, but it's pretty cringe, so I'm not gonna link it. If you want to hunt it down, you can, but it was my first voiceover video. Well, it wasn't a voiceover, but talking while I'm filming video, and yeah, it's pretty bad. So I think I might remake this one in the future because it's really cute, and then show you how I do the wings now, so that I don't have to either sew them on separately or weave in ends when it's finished. Anyways, kind of rambling here. We're 9 minutes in, so editing me is gonna have to do a lot of cutting out, but think of this as like a minis startup guide almost. But I would say that you could definitely go for it if you like working with small yarn. I know not a lot of people do, but you could actually make a minis bin though with, for example, this is Baby Bear, the Joann's yarn. So it's a slightly heavier yarn, but it feels super soft. And what I was gonna say was you could actually make things that are slightly bigger with smaller patterns if you'd like. You don't have to use such a small yarn. I am done rambling and I'm gonna go ahead and move on. I gotta work on that cow, but I also have to package up my commission, custom order situation, and get that ready to ship out. I'll talk to you guys soon. So last night I stayed up a little bit later than I probably should have to finish this cow. So this is the cow I used to take photos for the pattern. So she is super cute. Here's the spots on the back. And then this one has udders, the other one doesn't. It's an optional piece. I just have udders on my Cassidy the cow, which is my larger laying down version. And it didn't feel right not including at least an optional addition to this pattern as well. So that is what I did, but this guy's done, and that means I can post a tester call today. It's most likely going to be closed by the time you all see this video, but the pattern will probably be a week from coming out, though by the time you see this video. I'm sure I'll talk about it closer to the end and have more official dates for you all. The other thing that I worked on last night, I started some more minis because this guy needed to take photos up here and I didn't want to drag all this stuff around. So my downstairs project, let me grab it. Here they are. They're a bunch of little bees. So I made 11 yesterday and I actually think I'm going to film a tutorial for these. I do have one, but it's terrible. The way I color changed for these stripes is a lot different than I used to, so I think it would be interesting. I mean, it looks pretty seamless. Let's see, let me show you a more recent one. The color change is right here at the top, but you can't see it anywhere else. But then also, even without the wings, the color change looks pretty nice. So I was thinking a little tutorial specifically about color changing, but also giving away this pattern again in a better format. This one I experimented a little and tried back loop only. It doesn't make so much difference that it really matters. Here's the difference. Because this one takes longer because the back loop only is a little bit harder to get into. So I decided to just make it easier on myself and do both loops. These ones, instead of making like the heads in one sitting and then adding a stripe, I actually do all the color work all at once, which means I had to finish each bee before moving on to the next one. But they do work up pretty quickly. I'd say maybe 10 minutes each, 15 if I feel like I'm getting distracted, but they're completely no-sew. The wings are crocheted on. I think I'll do that maybe this week since the pattern's so simple. I'll think about it. I do want to do that sea turtle pattern that I was working on as well as a YouTube tutorial, but it's Tuesday right now. I haven't even edited the video for the crochet foundations. This comes out every Wednesday, so I'm feeling a little bit behind. I'm not sure what I'm actually gonna be able to accomplish. Oh yeah, this yarn I believe is Baby Bear from Joann's, which is closing, so I don't know if you're gonna be able to get this yarn for much longer, but I wrote a little to-do list up here of all the things I need to do, so that helped a little bit in terms of feeling a little stressed about trying to stay on top of everything, but it is what it is, honestly. It is part of the job, is having a whole lot of things to do, but honestly there'll be moments where I have a lull and I'm not doing anything, and those moments feel just as bad as when have a lot of things I want to do. I don't know which one's better though. Anyways, still rambling a bit, so I'm gonna go. We gotta go to a craft store today and run a bunch of errands. I'm not sure how much work I'm gonna get done today, but the tester call, that's the one thing I'm going to do for sure for this cow. I don't know, I'll go from there. Real quick, I forgot to mention they will all be getting eyeballs. I'm not one of those crocheters who likes their faceless plushies, so they will be getting eyes just like this one. Maybe a smile, maybe not, I don't know, we'll see, but just wanted to put that out there. It's update time. So I have worked on quite a few bees since I last checked in. I'm actually not sure how many I had, but here's how many I have now. And 2 of them have eyes, but everybody else still needs them. My plan is to make a total of 30 of these because they work up really quickly and they're just perfect for the minis bin. I'm gonna be filming a tutorial on these. I was tempted to do this kind of like a crochet foundations episode, but I need a tutorial for this weekend, so I'll just use this, but then you can use that tutorial to do color work as well. I already have a color work video, but this is specifically on like if you want to make stripes, so color change every round, not every other round. I will be posting this pattern for free on my Instagram as well. At least that's the plan. I know that I said that I wasn't going to be doing that any longer because people have been stealing my Instagram patterns and there's really nothing I can do about it, but this is such a simple pattern and bees are everywhere, so I'll just be posting the free tutorial. I trust all of you that you will continue to go to my Instagram for free patterns and not just some random site that happened to steal it. The other thing I worked on was I made a couple whales. I'm pretty certain I haven't updated you on this yet. These 2 blue whales. This one I didn't make recently, but these 2 I did, and then I plan to make 3 more gray ones and then be done with the mini whales. That way I can move on to the next mini. These guys do take a little bit longer because they're the skinny Chanel, so the yarn is smaller, so there's more stitches. These guys, I'm using Baby Bear. That's the yarn I am using for this. You can use literally any yarn type you want for any of my patterns, so you don't need to use the same yarn specifically. But anyways, I'm kind of just talking now. I'm gonna go ahead and film this tutorial, work on the pattern and everything. Today is Wednesday, so I also released a Crochet Foundations episode, so I'm doing pretty good this week. I was gonna say month, but it's actually kind of close to the end of the month. It's the 19th. We're kind of in the middle. Anyways, I'm doing kind of good for the middle of the month. So anyways, I'm gonna go film this tutorial and then I'll check in with you in a little bit. Maybe when I have 30 of these and they have their eyes. I just finished the bee tutorial and it took me, I think, 25 minutes to film it, but it's probably gonna be like a 20-minute tutorial. I know there's so many bee patterns out there, which I already said. What's in one more bee pattern gonna do? I did take photos of these, so all I have to do now is actually write the pattern down, which it's pretty straightforward. The stitch count is 12, so it works up pretty quickly and it shouldn't be too hard to write down. But I finished that tutorial. I actually had a lot of fun doing it. Usually it's hit or miss whether I enjoy filming a tutorial, but I did enjoy that one. I do have a couple other tutorial ideas, but they're gonna take some time, so I don't know when they're going to be released. No promises at all. Here is the bee update. So I have officially 30 bees completely finished, and I'm probably not going to be making any more. I do have some more of this yarn left over, but camera died like a traitor. But as I was saying, I do have 30 of these and I won't be making any more, at least as of this moment. But then yesterday I also worked on another 2 things technically. So I decided to go back to my older patterns and I made an Alice the Elephant. I made 2 Alice the Elephants technically. So I did this one out of this funky color, which I just love, and then I did this one out of the blue and white yarn. So they still need their tails, which I'm going to get to sometime today, just so I can be finished with them. Yeah, this is Alice the Elephant. He's my own pattern. Just a super cute pattern. Took me like 3.5 hours, 4 hours to finish everything. There's a couple of things I have to work on this morning that aren't crochet, like actually crocheting. They're unfortunately like all the other stuff. I have to edit a video. I have to put together a pattern. Let's put together 2 patterns. So I'm probably gonna spend my morning doing that and then pick up a project sometime this afternoon, and I haven't decided what it'll be yet, but we shall see. That is the update, and I'm gonna go put the tails on these elephants shortly here as well, just to be done with it, but I will talk to you soon. Hey everyone, it has been a little while. Life has been really crazy recently. My current update, which I haven't gotten much done, which is what it is, but I started another elephant and it's nearly finished. It just needs its legs, and then obviously I need to sew it together and everything. I have this really pretty green yarn, if it'll focus on it, but it's got like these greens and blues, kind of almost like an emeraldy vibe theme to it. I'm gonna attempt to finish this guy today, and then I do want to make another one out of this flowery yarn because I think it'll be super cute as an elephant, but that's literally all I've worked on, so this update's pretty small. I did release my bee pattern today though, just this morning, so that's out on my Instagram, and then the tutorial's out. I actually really enjoyed filming that tutorial before everything kind of went crazy, so I edited it last night when I had time finally, and I think it looks pretty nice. Pretty much all I have. I have a custom order I'm working on, but that's going to be a whole separate vlog on the making of that custom order, so I'll definitely talk to you guys soon. Hopefully today. I've decided today that I'm going to play video games, and then I'll see how much I can crochet while doing that. I worked pretty much all morning on that pattern release, so I'm going to take my break this afternoon and just kind of chill out. It's also Sunday, so, you know, it's the weekend. I got an excuse. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit and update you soon. I believe I showed you these 2 already. These are Alice the Elephant. This is the blue one, and then I have this really crazy colorful one. And then I finished this really dark colored one. It's super pretty. I just have to add the tail, which I'm gonna do with you in just a moment. I have this acrylic yarn here. It doesn't match perfectly. It's definitely a little bit of a different shade, but I think once I brush it out it'll be nice and pretty. This one doesn't match perfectly, but it's still really cute. So, and that's literally the only thing that I really worked on. I was working on a commission, which is going to be a whole separate vlog. I'm not sure if I said anything about it yet or not. Yeah, that's pretty much all that I've worked on, so I'm just gonna add this tail so I feel like I accomplished something today. And there's the cellophane finished, so I'm gonna count that as I actually crocheted something for my market today, even though technically I didn't, but I did pick up a crochet hook, and so I think that counts. But this is the color once it's all finished and everything. I don't love the shade now that it's on there, but we're committed, so it'll be fine. Right now I have 14 of these guys, so I won't be making any more. I had originally planned to make one more, but I don't really want to make it anymore. Instead of making another one, I'm going to switch it up and work on something else. I do want to start making a couple more like smaller versions, just like these ones. Cooper the calf is one of them. I want to make some traditional colors, remake the funky colors I had. I had all the colors of the rainbow, so that's the plan at least. I don't know if I'm actually going to get to that, but we shall definitely see. I do actually have another commission for 2 dragons, so I will be working on that soon. That's from another family member. I don't know what it is about February, but people really wanted to order from me this month, so I'm not currently open for commissions for the public right now. Maybe in the future, we shall see. Right now is definitely a no, but we shall see. I really do want to, so I'll definitely be working towards something like that, either commissions or just opening an online shop in general. But right now, I know I touched on this topic back in December. As we get closer to my event, I'm just feeling a little stressed, so I don't have any time right now to squeeze that in. Anyways, I'm rambling off about stuff that's not happening right now. Also, that is permanent marker on my hand, because at least for me, every time I open a permanent marker, I somehow get it on my hand somewhere. And this time I really opened it really silly. If you get permanent marker all over your hand when you open permanent marker, then you are not the only one. Or maybe that's just me and I'm the weirdo. I'm gonna check in with you guys soon. I do have a little bit of a yarn haul I want to show you later. I don't really have any place to put it, so that's kind of why I've been avoiding looking at it. I am going to go back to working on this little dog pattern because I have some time opening up. I think I only have one pattern test ready right now, and that's for my cow pattern. So I need to start working on a new pattern. I'm gonna work on this and go from there. Anyways, that's the update. I'll check in with you soon. Since I haven't crocheted anything recently, we're gonna do a yarn haul. And we're just gonna start here. So I went to Joann's the other day and I picked up some yarn because, as we all know, unfortunately Joann's is officially going out of business, which is really sad. I don't personally shop there all that often, but I was getting a couple things from there, so it hurts. And I can't even imagine what everyone else is feeling who get their yarn there every time they get yarn. So I'm really sorry that that's happening. I did manage to get in and get some stuff. This is all 25% off. It's nothing special. I just wanted to restock on the stuff that I know I might have a hard time getting in the future. This is the first part of it. It's all Bernat baby velvet, which I don't use as much as I used to, but I do want to use some more because this yarn is actually really inexpensive as far as velvet goes. It's fairly inexpensive because it comes in such huge gains. So we have 10.5 ounces, 300 grams, and then 492 yards. So it's a lot of velvet yarn in these skeins, which I love. That's why I've been using it. The color options are sparse, but it could be worse, so I'll take it. They do have the color black, which Skinny Chanel, Petite Pearl, they don't have, so there's that. But I mainly use these 2 colors because I'm gonna make some more sea turtles in these velvet colors, because I sold 3 out of 5 of them at my last event. And if you know anything about my last event, it didn't go as well as I hoped. For those to sell well, that tells me that next event they're probably going to sell really well. So I should probably make some more, but I also got whatever colors they had pretty much because I don't want to go without this. I want to be able to have it on hand. But I had all the baby pastel-y colors, that's the word. I got 2 white, a black, and then the brown and the green. So that's the first part of the haul. Let me get the rest. I grabbed as many colors as I can of Big Twist Baby Bear. This is all I had that I wanted to grab. I got this gray color, yellow, purple, this orangey kind of color, pink, and then blue. I actually really like the baby bear version. I also got some Posh, which I'll show you in just a second, but I really love the baby bear. The texture is really nice, so I grabbed several of these. My plan is to make some snuggler willows with these. So the snuggler willows will be on the smaller side, but I think they'll be super cute and perfect for my event. And then I'll probably embroider the eyes so they're baby safe and everything. I was thinking this yarn could be a really good use for the snuggler willows, especially this pink, purple, blue. I mean, even the yellow would be really pretty. So that's the second thing. Let me grab the final thing. So here's the final bit of it, which is Big Twist Posh. I grabbed just any color they had pretty much. This was an expensive trip, but I think it is worth it considering the fact that I may not be able to get this yarn ever again. I need to do some research and see if Big Twist is actually going away or if Big Twist maybe is going to be sold online. I don't know. I literally have no idea. So if you know anything about Big Twist, leave it in the comments. I would love to hear it. I'm sure others would too. I did get as many colors as I could, like I said. I really like this color here. I think this could make an adorable willow. Like I said, pretty much any color I could get my hands on is what I got. So the only issue now is I don't have a place for this, which is what it is. I'd rather have it on hand and be able to use it than not have it on hand and keep my floor a little bit cleaner, if that makes sense. All my yarn that doesn't fit on shelves goes in a bag on the floor next to the shelves. So it's not the best thing and it's not attractive at all, but like I said, I'd rather have the yarn on hand and have access to it. That's the yarn haul. That's everything I purchased. I also purchased some Velcro for another project I'm working on, which I'll show you guys soon. It was an expensive yarn trip. None of the discounts work anymore. At least that's what the lady told me when I asked about it. I bought this yarn at 25% off with nothing extra. So it's better than full price though. So that's all I can say. But yeah, that's the yarn haul and I will check in with you guys in a little bit. Today's Saturday night, which means it's the last day I can film. I really should have ended this video yesterday and started editing today, but I didn't. So here we are now. My final update for this video is I am working on another custom order. Not sure if I mentioned it or not. He wanted 2 dragons. He wants one in this green color. Now he said a light olive. Ignore the mess in the corner. I just lost my train of thought thinking about how messy it is back there. What I was saying was he wanted a light olive green, which this is pretty much the lightest color this yarn comes in. There is a lighter color, but it's almost like, it's not as saturated, so it's not as pretty in my opinion. I also don't have very much of it, so that's the green we're going with. But the dragon I am working on is a cream and gold one. I have 3 more legs to make and I have to make the horns. He didn't want any extra details on it, no flowers or anything. I haven't decided what horn shape I'm going to do for these guys yet, so that's what I have to think about. I think for this one at least, I'll be doing the spine is like my spikes, kind of similar to my daisy pattern, instead of the traditional willow with fluff on the back, because I don't have a yellow fluff and I don't want to order one. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll change my mind, but I think some spikes would be really cute, and then I'll do the same thing with this one so they both look the same. I think, like I said, they'll be really cute. I'm planning on littler spikes, kind of more dainty and detailed. I haven't started them yet, as you can tell. That's pretty much it. So thank you all so much for watching to the end of this video. I really, really, truly appreciate it. I will see you all later. Thank you all so much for everything, for your support, your comments. Even if I don't respond to comments on time, I do read them every time they come in, and I just appreciate them so much. So thank you so much. Leave any questions or anything in the comments below. I don't know. Usually I ask a question at this point, but I don't really have an idea of one, so this is what we're left with. Without further ado, I will see you later. Bye!